All right. What's up, Firebat? All right, that should be good. I'm trying to clear that bot message from my on-screen chat. There we go. Oh my god, my capture card isn't freaking out. Nice. There's a race channel and everything. Real question is, can I punch another hole through space and time like I did last week? Actually, before that gets going too far, I think I need to upload my VOD from last week, because I don't think I've done that yet. Yep. I don't need tags on my video. Have a break. Have a punching a hole through space and time. Oh, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. We had a good opening on that one, and there was stuff moving. But then it went solid black. Well, I didn't press the right button. Oh, but we got the good opening. Ooh. Pretty. Oh god, it's a Magic Eye poster. Except I don't want to get close enough to this brightly colored screen to see if I'm seeing anything in it. Oh, and that's an emulator crash as well. Well, it's pretty colors, at least. I punched a dent into space and time and I broke my hand. Beating a game twice tonight? You better believe it. Yo. Sure, let's play that seed. A long version of this song. Not really complaining, because Fear Factory is a good song, but just saying, it's a long one. No damage. And then the yump jump. And then the W. Oh no, I do have bombs, that's right. Just got them. Redo. Nice. Well, hmm. Fucking hell, this room again. My first E-tank of the run, and I'm got like 5 rooms left. Probably should have kept that fish alive. Could have used him as a platform. Yo, we found Space Jump again. I think this is the first time in Arcade that I've found Space Jump twice. This does not bode well for me. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually going to be able to beat this seed now. Unless, of course, I have the goofy space jump. But it doesn't matter because I'm underwater. And I turned off high jump. Well, either way, I need to get an actual ROM opened up. Let's be Alucard. Yo, JC is in the race. Nice. Let's go ahead and get some requests put in the rainwave. Okay, we got a good palette for Alucard tonight. All right. Get my good luck and my have fun. Cut and copied. There we go. All the good lucks, all the have funs. Fun luck, have good. Thank you, Firebat. Same to you. And we are going. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, like I mentioned to Ponk at the beginning of the stream, I decided to purchase myself the Hades clone called Sworn that I've been telling him about over the past couple of weeks. Decided to pick it up last night because it is currently half off on Steam. So it's like $13 after tax. And I definitely, even after just like half an hour of playing, or however long it was, I understand why games like that are as popular as they are. Like, I understand why Hades gets a lot of love. 4380. Nice. I got second place in series. The thing with Sworn is it is based off of King Arthur and that mythology, as opposed to ancient Greece. And the only other Hades clone that I've watched a lot of besides Sworn was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. Oddly enough, from the same guys that I've been watching the Sworn streams from. It's just with TMNT they've had a third player. But I'm still, getting used to the mechanics of Sworn, and I'm still very bad at the game, which should come as a surprise to no one, since I haven't played that much of it. I've only watched it. But already I'm finding out little things here and there about the way I like to play games like that, since it's really the first one for me. I mean, I guess Violet Cycle is also that same kind of action roguelite, but I haven't actually sat down and put grand amounts of time into that game either. But I think once I start getting some stuff unlocked, once I get some characters and some weapons, outside of the first couple, then it's all just going to be about what kind of loadout I feel the most comfortable with. And I gotta say, the starting weapon of the sword, like, sword is pretty good. It's just, I don't think, especially on my very first time playing it, I don't think I have the reaction time yet that is necessary to do damage and get away from enemies quickly enough. That's the big thing with that game, is I don't have the reaction time for it yet, but at the same time, I've only played it once. So it's no great surprise that I don't have great reaction time for it yet. But I did unlock second weapon, that being the bow, and already I'm finding that I like the ranged weapons better. It gives me more reaction time than the sword. But the mechanic that I just have to get used to with games like that is dodging. Using the short dash to dodge through attacks and to dodge away from enemies, and just, I need to realize that I just need to always dash unless it's on cooldown. Like, I need to not try to just walk around enemies. I need to dash away from them. Or dash around them. But it really is all about getting the timing right with that stuff. Idiot. But we got the backup. Backup in case of dumb. But yeah, I'm probably gonna... Unless for some reason I decide to play it for the intermission tonight, which I don't think I am, but I don't have any plans for the intermission just yet. But I'm gonna be playing a lot of Sworn off stream just until I kind of get the feel for it. Like, as it stands right now, I'm only able to clear like a small handful of rooms before I run into the first boss, and he kicks my ass every time. But, yep, Sworn is definitely going to be in the rotation sooner or later. But at the same time, I don't think it's a game that I'm going to be able to beat in any reasonable amount of time. Like, I'm gonna have to have laser focus if I want to actually be able to complete a run in that game. 'Cause from everything I've seen, the final two bosses of Sworn are a handful. And then God forbid if I ever try to play that game on any harder difficulty than just the easiest one. That was too soon, and I whiffed a super. And I missed the jump. Also whiffed his big dumb open mouth. Speaking of games that are on sale on Steam right now, I was kind of thinking about getting Monster Hunter World, but then I remembered, oh yeah, my computer probably can't run that game. Also, I sincerely doubt that I would be any good at any Monster Hunter game. Like, I understand that trial and error is a mechanic in video games, but it's not always the most fun. At least modern games have kind of stepped away from the idea of lives and continues. But yeah, after checking my wish list on Steam, there's not really a whole lot that's on sale right now that is really that interesting. If the sale is still going on in like a week or so, I might pick up Squirrel with a Gun. Just because it's a game about a squirrel with a gun. Plus, they included, or they just came out with an update a while ago where, just in case you wanted to, you can play it as a different small furry creature besides a squirrel. You could play as a raccoon. I think there's another one, but I'm not sure. And, I'm not really sure if this next game counts as a sequel, but it's like the next evolution of the game Ultimate Chicken Horse. Now I'm forgetting what it is. It's like Ultimate Sheep Raccoon, I think. It's two of the other playable animal characters. But this one, instead of running around in a hazard-filled obstacle course of your own design, now you're on a bike. So if I'm getting my franchises right, it's a bit like, I think it was called Trials? It's like the kind of... like the game models for Trials are in 3D, but it's on a 2D plane. And it's a lot of, like, wacky custom tracks that you have to work your way through. So Ultimate Sheep Raccoon is like that, except you're like actively building the course and loading it with booby traps as you're playing. I hope at some point that the Team Poor Life Choices guys get together for a playthrough of that at some point soon. Which reminds me, my guy Murphigator is going to be in the Coin-Op Classic. I think that's going on this weekend. It's just a big old marathon of arcade games. And one of the arcade games that Murph is going to be playing is based off of, oh, it's this old Japanese samurai movie called Wolf and Cub, about a samurai and a baby. And the arcade game is pretty wacky. I don't know if he's only got 2 games at Coin-Op Classic, but he only practiced 2 games on his stream the other night. The other one was Hachu, which is a very strange little arcade game. Like, it's very, very punishing. It also has big, crazy screen-filling sprites every time you throw an enemy towards the camera. And most of those animations are, in and of themselves, wacky as all hell. What's going on? Well, in less video game related news, on Monday and Tuesday, my dad is going to be in town, so I'm going to be spending a lot of time with him. There we go. What was the other game on Steam that I was thinking about getting? River of Blood. I was kind of thinking about picking up, what was it, Core Keepers. It's kind of a, it's kind of like a Dwarf Fortress kind of game. Not really sure if that's the right game to reference there, but I think it is. The only reason is because I don't really know Dwarf Fortress that well. I've seen Core Keepers a handful of times, and it does look like an interesting game. I just also think I don't need to completely overload my backlog. Got him. He's coming in too hot. I just need to beat him with sticks. Yep. Here we go. That is the ceiling. I feel like this is something I've mentioned recently on stream, but after I got through the Final Fantasy I Pixel Remaster a second time, I've kind of been thinking about doing another playthrough, but I don't know if I want to make it like some kind of weird gimmick run. Like where I just kill off 2 of my characters instantly and just play the game with only 2 characters. I kind of think the next time I play Final Fantasy, I think I might want to actually try the NES version. It's because I kind of know how to find success in FF1. That was almost 27%. So it would be kind of interesting to see if I could actually beat the original. But the thing I have to remember is that every game well, both of the games that I've played through in the Pixel remasters um, have been with 2x experience and 2x gold. And that's mostly just been to cut down on the amount of grinding that I need to do. But I've still ended up doing a fair amount of grinding in FF1 and in FF4. So on one hand, it's like, I'm not exactly sure how worth it is. But at the same time, I also know that if I just had 1x experience and 1x gold, the amount of grinding that I did wouldn't have been enough to get me to where I ended up. Like, without those multipliers, I would have had to do even more grinding than what I did. But here's the funny thing. I don't mind grinding in those games. Like, that was something I discovered while I was playing FF1, is that, you know, I really don't mind grinding in this game. The auto battle feature makes it, you know, like a million times simpler, because you just issue a set of commands in one battle and then just leave auto battle on, wander back and forth for like an hour. But yeah, as far as like a two-character playthrough, I would only need a black belt and a black mage. You need the black mage to cast haste and temper, to buff the speed and to buff his damage of the black belt. And then with the buffs, a round of attacks from the black belt does like 2,000 to 3,000 damage, which can two-shot just about any boss in that game. The only thing is, having the two extra characters is nice, because that means that enemies and bosses are less likely to target the characters that I need to actually do things. Also, I'm not really sure, like, what the point of the thief character is. Like, he's basically just a warrior that can't use good equipment. And I mean, once you know, level him up and he becomes a ninja, he does get some neat, like, ninja samurai swords at the end of the game, but you know, the knight also gets really good stuff at the end of the game. And also, you find a lot of really, really good gear for the knight, like all throughout FF1. And during my second playthrough, it was just kind of weird that I had to scrap most of it. Like, there's no real point in doing the side quest to get Excalibur, for example, if you don't have a knight, because, like, no one else can use it. Would have thought, okay, maybe a red mage can use it. Nope. Yo! Someone knows I'm playing with Alucard. Dude, Soten has such good music. Hola, Suma! Oh boy, here we go. No, dude, god damn it. Head up. Yes. Second run up and I still didn't get the shine. Bitch. Should be dead. Should be dead. Nice. I think the big reason why I think I want to do another playthrough of FF1 is just because, I mean, first off, I really like it. But second of all, it's just I don't have any real motivation to play through any of the other Pixel remasters at the moment. And I don't like I don't want to forget the route in FF1. Like, I not necessarily want to dedicate a chunk of my memory to that game. You know, I'm not planning on doing speed runs. But I do want to keep FF1 as kind of a go-to casual RPG. And since it is a game that kind of scared me for as long as it has, I think it's just fitting that it just become an RPG that I can turn to whenever I feel like playing one. Now, I don't know if there's a randomizer that works with the Pixel remasters, because I'm only now just thinking of that. It'd be nice if there was. But at the same time, I don't know exactly what it would randomize. It would certainly randomize enemies. I don't know if it would, like, lock in what characters I could use. Oh, I should try to see if I still have that ROM hack of FF1 that replaces all the characters with Mario characters. That seems like an old enough ROM hack that I should have it. If I do, I may have to mess around with that during the intermission. But of course, at some point, I do want to play through Final Fantasy III. At some point. Oh, there's JC taking first with a 48-27. GG. Got the jump. Blat, 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 blat. And there's Firebat taking second with a flat 49. GG. Come on, man. Also, since it's topical, I guess, I did watch a little bit of the video game awards last night, but it was on a restream from someone that genuinely does not give a shit about the video game awards. I think he was saying he just did it so he could talk about Star Trek for a couple of hours. Give. I'm leaving too many of those behind too. So, I am aware of the fact that Claire Obscure basically ran away with the entire show. Fuck. I think the real reason why he was watching the Game Awards show was to see if there was going to be any announcement about Elder Scrolls 6, which of course there wasn't. Todd Howard made an appearance just to hand the devs from Claire Obscure yet another trophy. I may have to actually, like, watch someone play that game, because I have not thus far. I really have, like, no fucking clue what's going on in that game. And I haven't really felt any great desire to find out. But I'm like that with a lot of games. It's a good game. I believe it. But yeah, I'm also assuming I would need more than an Acer laptop from a handful of years ago. Wait, did I put my... Okay, I did. I have made mistakes at this point in the run before. Snipe. Also, I need to, like, actually go through my external hard drive and track down which Doom WADs I actually have, because I was watching the Classic Doom Speedruns channel the other night, and I was kind of thinking about playing some Doom again. It's a bit of an insane fire bat. I wonder which bit. Blah 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 blah. I have I don't think I have my Doom wads organized in one place. That'd probably be a smart thing to do, to just put them all in the GZ Doom folder. There was one that I know I still have called One Bad Wad. Mostly because it's a really cool looking wad. And I definitely want to play through it at some point. I don't know if I still have Batman Doom. If I do, then that needs to be the next one that I play. Because Batman Doom is just so fucking cool. I don't know that many custom wads for Doom, but Batman Doom is one of the ones I know about, and I know that it's really cool. Oh, and the game that I was trying to remember the name of, that's on Steam, that's basically a custom Doom wad, is called Scourge. Scourge 1 and Scourge 2. Pretty sure they're free to play, since, again, I think they're just Doom wads. But they're their own standalone things. And I've played the first one. I haven't played the second one yet. Has a very kind of Lovecrafty feel to it. Lots of monsters and otherworldly abominations. But it has its own unique, like, very pixely art style that I like. And we are out of there. 57:51. GG. Two minutes and 2 seconds faster than last week. Yeah, I need to get a new dry erase marker. Snacks? Thanks for the race. And bop on out. And of course, now that I've made a definitive statement live on the internet, I feel like I immediately have to go fact check myself. Let's see, should be under free to play. It's not called Scourge. God damn it. It was another S word that I couldn't remember. It's Shrine. It's not Scourge. It's not Scourge 2. It's Shrine. I think when I was trying to remember the name of it, Scourge was the word that I came up with. Yeah, Shrine and Shrine 2. I don't know if there's a Shrine 3. Developer Scumhead. Oh. His other free game is called Lycanthorn 2, Reign of Beasts. Oh, wow. That's another FPS. Very interesting looking. I'm wondering if this is like a Hexen wad. Deer Force! Actually, this could just be another Doom wad. Also has this game called Vomitorium. Says it's an FPS Metroidvania. I mean, it looks a lot like the rest of his FPS games. Like, a lot, so... He has another free-to-play game called Moon Law. A mini micro Metroidvania. About a heroic knight's adventure to destroy a horrible monster on the moon. Oh, he is a very small sprite. He's a cute little guy. And it's Bubble Mountain, what the fuck? This dude is using Metroid tiles. Alright, what's his most recent thing? From 2023 called Angel's Gear. And it's another Metroidvania. Oh, but it's got big pretty sprites. That's neat. Dark Xanadon? Massive interconnected labyrinth of grottos, castles, and groves. 2D retro-inspired action RPG. And it's 99 cents. It is very NES style. Not in the amount of colors he's using. Can't get away with that on NES. He's got a twin-stick shooter called Loplight. That once again looks very NES. Alright. Well, now I've corrected myself. Thanks for the GGs. Yo, what's up, War Drinker? Oh, I definitely believe there'd be some good Christmas themed Doom wads. All right. Pick this controller back up and quit twisting my back in weird, uncomfortable ways. All right. Get me out of here. Because yeah, the big ROM pack that I downloaded for NES, of course, came with these massive folders of ROM hacks. But a lot of these I remember from like when I was first getting into emulation, like in 99 and 2000. So like I definitely remember seeing like Afro Mario Brothers. Yep, there it is. Final Fantasy Bros. Except, wait a minute. This isn't right. No, this is Mario Brothers with Final Fantasy characters. I want the other way around. Final Fantasy Christmas? Santa's here to bear gifts and to bear arms. Destroy the non-believers. Holy crap. Okay, so that's the warrior. Pretty sure Elf is the black belt. I think Rudolph would be the thief. I forget the order of the characters. I think that's the white mage, that's the red mage, and that's the black mage. Oh. Wait, no. It's another SMB1 hack. That won't let me start it. Maybe I don't have the Final Fantasy Mario hack that I'm thinking of. Hacked by some dude in 1998. Kick butt. Sneak. Okay, so the third character is the black belt. Well, that's disappointing. I'm gonna have to go track down that ROM hack. I don't necessarily want to do it right now. Oh, that's in Japanese. Some different sprites. Hmm. They just have a handful of Final Fantasy IV characters in FF1. Maybe it's a different name. I'm tempted to see what this is. Oh dear. Oh dear. Why am I doing this? Oh god. It says fuck. Hmm. Someone put a lot of love in this hack. Someone put a lot of fuck in this pack. Pretty sure you have to try to make something this fucked up. Well, let's see what they did to Birdo. Nothing. Probably just coughs up a... No, doesn't even cough up a giant fuck. Like, did next to nothing here. It was really just a ROM hack of level 1 and a handful of sprites. Literally does not give a flying fuck. Ninjas. So there's one other place that might have the ROM hack I'm thinking of. That'd be in this folder. So I was thinking There it is. Right? Yes. I do have it. Hell yeah. Only Toad gives life. Hell yeah. So I'm gonna need Toad. Let's just call him Toad. Need a black peach. She's gonna be Daisy. We're just gonna call him Red. And I'm gonna call him Weege. Nothing here. Thank you. Oh, I'm so used to playing this game with a run button. Pixel Remaster has already spoiled me. Bowser has kidnapped our princess. I go in here? Oh yeah, but they're like... yeah, the kids. Alright, let's see how quickly I get my ass kicked in a random fight. One thing I remember is I have to individually target everything. I need to play with 2 Marios. Somebody hit something, please. I'm not talking to you, Goombas. Anyways. Good to know I have it, but... oh boy. Might already be regretting that decision. Sesame. Oh yeah, look at him go. Oh yeah. No, I'm not actually going to keep playing that. Mean Kickle Cubicle. He just changes sprite to give him angry eyebrows? Kickle Cubicle is already kind of a mean game. Oh no, not federal law. This is a hack of something, but I don't know what. Monkey of Zelda. Monkey on LSD. Okay. How is Monkey on LSD? It's stupid to go alone. All right. I still have this, but I don't have the right version of the Chrono Trigger ROM to use it. I feel kind of silly. Neat. So I at least have save states for that. Was thinking about starting up a Magic Tab playthrough the other night. Because, a couple days ago was when Murphigator was doing his 10-year partner anniversary streams, in which he streamed for well over 10 hours on 2 different days. I guess it was just last weekend. And the one game that he played, well, one of the games that he played start to finish across both days was Chrono Trigger. And as someone that usually only streams like beat 'em ups, it was kind of neat watching him go through Chrono Trigger. It's a very fun game. The Devolution ROM hack that I have is the one. It's just a text hack, but it makes Chrono Trigger a very funny game. I think Chrono's mom is trying to sell him into slavery. What do I actually feel like playing right now? Got just under 2 weeks. "12 days until another fire gets started. And some fools decide to call me to put it out." I could play no one's favorite video game. Like, I do enjoy this game, non-ironically, but let's be real here. Can't think of a single person that would loudly and proudly proclaim this as their favorite video game, in all seriousness. There was some screwed up Mario timeline that I saw online at some point. Said that Mario is missing is, like, quote unquote canonically the way that the Mario franchise would end, because Bowser straight up dies at the end of this game. Like, he freezes solid and then shatters. Bowser can apparently handle getting dropped in lava, but can't survive in sub-zero temperatures. I haven't done stage 1 of this in a long time. And I don't know if that's going to be what I do right here, right now. I think I might just try to get Pac-Man killed in a bunch of different funny ways. Yep, go this way. B is my slingshot. Eat the apple. Bark, bark. Bark, bark. Yeah, you better run. Scared little bitch. Your cousin had this game. I feel sorry for your cousin. Bonk. Now he's terrified. Like, the very first mission in this game is really easy, but every other mission in this game kinda sucks. Now he's super happy. Why are you looking in other people's mailboxes, you fucking weirdo? Oh, bugs on you. There you go. See, you're fine. Keep going this way. He's still happy. Bird. Is he taunting the bird? Can we give him the bird? Oh no, he tripped on a rock. Oh no, he slipped on a skateboard. Shut up, Pac-Man. You can get mad all you want, stupid. And he's dead. I have beaten this game once. Way back when I actually remembered how to play the later chapters of this game. Well, that was close. Ah. Get on the train. Don't have a ticket. Yeah, Pac-Man, you go get a hot dog. Splatted with ketchup. And he's dead. I do have a physical copy of this game. It's fun for what it is, but you have to understand it is just a very bizarre little video game. Kick his ass. And he's dead. Like, I can't believe they had the nerve to actually call this Pac-Man 2. The canonical sequel to the wildly successful arcade game. Should probably get Open Hex chat back up. Yep, because there's a race channel. Let's join it. So the reason why the later missions in this game suck is you have to play through a hang gliding section and you have to play through a minecart section. And both of those sections are really frustrating. You have to constantly tell Pac-Man to get more lift when he's on the hang glider, or you have to hit him with a slingshot in order to get him to drop. You have to do that to control his vertical movement, but then you also have to fend off the ghosts, which start showing up at that point in the game. Trying to remember, I think trying to remember if there's 4 or 5 missions in this game. The first one is you have to get milk for Pac Baby. The second one, you have to go up into the mountains with the hang glider to get a flower for some girl's birthday. The third mission, you have to go... I think you have to go into the city to get a guitar. And then I think the mission after that one could be the ending, where you have to get through the factory where the witch and the ghosts are hanging out. Oh, Pac-Man, other way. Also, the sprite sheet for this game is gigantic. And it's all because Pac-Man is a very expressive yellow orb. See, you're not concerned. Look, that free bottle. Shame you're a short little shit and can't reach it. Ha ha! You get the bird. Got the bottle. So yeah, you need to tell him to walk right. You need to hit the bottle with the slingshot. You need to hit the bird with the slingshot. You need to hit the hay hanging over the farmer. So you give him the wiggle. And then you need to hit his front door. So it's a super easy opening mission. Gives you just enough time to figure out how how this wacky ass video game works. Trying to think if this is like the one example of a second person perspective video game. Where you're just like, you're ordering someone around instead of directly controlling them. Or moving through the game world in a first-person perspective. I'm sure there's a better way to phrase it. Also, the witch is super mad that Pac Baby got milk. And she's going to punish. I have to say, can I just stay on this screen that just doesn't do anything? No, it fades out. Gotten brave, gonna swap controllers for the next race. Gonna use that ASCII joystick. I think that was Desi that did that at some marathon. We had the ASCII Super Nintendo joystick and played through SM with it. I can't imagine. I mean, I couldn't handle playing through Super Metroid using a keyboard. I can't imagine a joystick would be any better. Alright, where's my hat? Hey, look, it's a hat. Draw a name from a hat. Dread Samus. Dread Samus doesn't have the speed demos. Amogus! Twist my arm right off. I don't remember this song from Snatcher. Also, while I have this open, and while I'm thinking about it... let's head over to Vim's lair. Click on Sega CD. Oh, he does have Snatcher. $443 megabytes. Wow. That's a big game. I don't know if I have that much room left on this SD card. My boy the ghost. Dude, it's so funny to me how many Vampire Survivors characters you can play Super Metroid as. Where's my picture of all those thumbnails? So yeah, Pliskin, Brad Fang, Contrabill, Alucard, Maria, Amogus. It's at least 6. I thought there was another one. Oh, I think, yeah, the Charlotte and Richter. So that's 8. I don't know if Maxim is in Vampire Survivors. caught myself thinking more about Panic the other night. Just thinking about um, like a 100% rooms playthrough. And something that I don't think I had realized until I was just recently thinking about it. Not only do you have to do multiple, almost full-length playthroughs of the game in order to get to the 3 different game over rooms, but oh no, it wasn't 100% rooms, it was 100% gags that I was thinking about. Because the thing that I thought of was the fact that you can't get back to that very first room. The very, very first room in Panic, there's no other, to the best of my knowledge, there's no room that loops back to that one. Maybe there is, and I'm just fucking stupid, and I wasn't looking at my notes, but at the same time, I'm like 99% sure. You have to start up a new playthrough in order to get back to those rooms, or to that room. So there's 4 buttons on that remote, and all that shit gets tracked. The one thing I would change is if you have already beaten the game and you go into the map, that the game would allow you to select any room to go to from the map. But you would need to have beaten the game first. And then maybe you can't just warp straight to the last 2 rooms in the game. I don't know. But that would make the act of getting a save file with 100% gags or even 100% rooms, it would make that a lot easier. Maybe like if you've already beaten the game and you've already been to that room once, then you can just go back to it whenever. Again, that'd be pretty convenient. What I really need to do is track down a Japanese PS2 and get the Japanese version. Also would need some kind of power converter for that, though. I was also recently thinking about a randomizer for Cocorone, not just randomizing the characters that you would use, but it would randomize like which versions of the level that you were going through, and like which version of which level you ended up in. Is that last playthrough I did where I played through all the stages in a goofy order kind of got me thinking about that, because there's a lot of shit in Kokorone that I don't see on a regular basis when I play that game the way I usually do. That one segment where if you're going from one corner of the map across the middle to the other corner, to the opposite corner, there's that segment that has a bunch of billboards up that have like children's drawings on them. And you usually just don't see that in my typical playthrough. Also, the last playthrough of Kokorone that I did on Thanksgiving, I thought I was making some like wildly different main character, and then I watched an old VOD of mine, and sure enough, I I had the exact same character all those years ago on just a random playthrough. A jetpack dragon. I think the next time I play that game, I want to use the music weapon, the wave beam, because that's one that I don't use regularly. I usually use pencil. Sometimes I go with baseball. And then last time I played, I went with umbrella. And umbrella is not really that great of a weapon. It's really good against some of the bosses. But it's not really that great against Tapir, the final boss. Because he can just get right in your face. Or, like, be above you. And you just can't hit him. To run to the other side of the screen. Anyways, I will be right back. All right. Yo, JC is back. Nice. And just in case I forget to do it later, I didn't forget. Just super delayed remembering. No, we did get third in the early race. Figured I'd throw that up then, just in case I forgot to do it at the end. All right, let's get in here. Also, just remembered, I was fetching myself a fresh drink. I have a bag of chicken drumsticks in my refrigerator that have been sitting in barbecue sauce for close to 2 days now. So I should probably get those cooked up tonight. And it's just Casey Masterpiece original barbecue sauce. That one is my personal favorite. That is just my standard go-to barbecue sauce. Kind of have to be in the mood for it if I want like honey barbecue or any other brand, basically. Have luck, good fun. Thank you, Firebat. Same to you. Here we go with the rematch. We're running it back. 3, 2, 1. Don't press B. And now hold B for the rest of the game. Let's see. Without having my notes for Panic in front of me and actively looking at them, just trying to think of another room that would make for a good destination. Kind of like how Lightning Dinosaurs is a destination. And I can't just say the bus stop, because that's the room right before Lightning Dinos. There is this one room I'm thinking of in Panic where the kid is in some kind of spaceship-looking thing. Like a pop sci-fi spaceship, not like a real-looking one. 4329. So he's in this rocket ship, and like the camera is behind him, and you're flying into this like this big circular pattern of flashing colors. It goes to like red and yellow and black. Maybe orange is in there. It's a neat room, and I don't think it's a part of any of the routes that I have. I haven't successfully done an all booby traps run in a while. Maybe it's in that one, but that's too far left. I don't think it is. I think it's just one of the few rooms that are just is just not in any of the routes that I've got. And I need to find which notebook it is over here that has my any percent route. Mostly because I just don't remember the any percent route. I don't remember any of the routes for Panic. I need to have that shit written down. Because it's all just a grid of numbers. Lightning Dinos is obviously the most important one. Let's be real here. Damn it all to fucking hell. I don't know how deep into the game that room that I was thinking of is. Again, I'd have to look at my notes. Another good destination room might be the flying horse. Because you do see the flying horse in the end credits sequence. Actually seeing him in the game, it's a little bit different. You get to see what he's all about. Most of his gags involve his wings getting replaced by something and then crashing to the ground. The one that I can readily think of is his wings get replaced by big, beefy muscle arms. They flap like crazy, but he ends up crashing to the ground. I do remember that one room that has like the different fighter characters. It's actually not that deep into the game. It's just like a little bit out of the way. The thing I like about Lightning Dinos as a route is it's front-loaded with all of the navigation, and then in order to get to the ending, it's just like 2 or 3 more room transitions. So it's right near the end of the game. But I don't think that Lightning Dinos is normally in the any percent route. Could be wrong about that. And I'm pretty sure I take a different path to get there in any percent. It's just that there's a lot of ways to get to the ending of the game. I do need to just take one of those fresh save files and just do another big dumb stream where I just watch panic gags for an entire night. But again, just the fact that there's so many gags in that game, there's so many things to watch, and so many buttons to press. It makes a prospect like that seem kind of intimidating. So it's just like, well, that's going to be a fucking 5-hour long stream. And a cumulative hour of that stream is going to be these silly gags with less than perfect audio quality, so you can't even tell what some of the characters are saying sometimes. I'm also still trying to think of recurring characters in Panic, and I really think if I were to do another playthrough, or if I were to make another route, I should say, if I were to make another route, kind of like all genies, it would probably have to be with the devil. But that means I have to get the walkthrough loaded up, and I have to see how many times the devil shows up. At least it's not like an NES Shadowgate. If you find the devil in that game, you're about to crash your game. Got him. See ya, Kraid. think that might even be something that I've done in the past with NES Shadowgate. Because you just keep taking pairs of glasses and duplicating them in your inventory. And one of the things you can possibly find in your glitched out inventory is an entry that just says devil. And if you try to interact with it at all, crashes your game. And I don't even think it crashes it in a fun way. I think it just freezes it. Also, I need to find out if the... You guys still on SRL? Did you go to Race Time GG yet? We are still on SRL right now. We've gone to Race Time a couple times. But yeah, we are some of the few people that is still keeping SRL going as far as activity goes. Yeah, I need to find out if the glasses glitch in Shadowrun in Shadowgate is exclusive to the NES version, or if you can do it in one of the old PC versions. I just looked at the top of your screen. I do have that logo. Just kind of sitting there. But hey, I have a lot going on my stream layout, so... I have to imagine in other versions of Shadowgate they would just have... they would have different glitches and exploits. I don't know if there's anything keeping us from moving to Race Time. I think it's just kind of a thing of habit. I mean, that's probably going to be what happens next time. I'd be thinking about just doing a solo run because no one else showed up. But at the same time, I've gotten pretty cool with a small handful of people that are semi-regulars in the SRL races, so... But yeah, I bet more people are on Race Time. Race Time has better account creation. Well, see, this is why I'm glad I made my account so long ago with SRL. So I don't have to worry about that now. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I've been racing on this site for long enough that I haven't really felt like I needed to go to race time unless, you know, there's just a lot more people racing there, but even then. I've said in the past, I like the big races, but I also like the small races. I'll do a 1v1 with Insane Firebat any Friday. Haven't done an any percent run since like pandemic, rusty as hell. Oh man. This is the only time I play this game, is on Fridays. And since I've already pretty much passed a lot of, if not all of, the people that I came up watching in this game in imaginary metrics like SRL points and actual metrics like number of races. It's kind of a cool thing. Main complaint is race time only runs in a browser. What have you got your time down to? I've got my time down to a 56:46, which honestly is faster than I thought I was going to get with my version of the route. My version of the any percent route is super safe so that I can actually complete races, combined with I don't practice, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't do damage boosts. Basically, it's a safe version of any percent that I started racing with, and then once I actually cut the one years and years ago, I just decided to stick with my version of the run and see how low I could get the time. I technically know how to damage boost, but I don't have experience in incorporating it into the actual run. We got worst crabs. That's no good. Nobody likes the worst crabs. They're the ones at the bottom of the bucket that have been fighting with all the other ones. Nope. Fuck. Wow, I cannot horizontally shine spark to save my life. There we go. 56 minutes is where I stopped as well, but I was getting really sweaty when I was running with you guys. Rainwave, I've already beaten Kraid. Like, I didn't request this song. It is a really good song. Some of the best music in the original Metroid. And like, I still do the old X Factor against Phantoon here with the pausing. So I get Ice Beam early, and I'm too big of a baby to fight him in the modern way with X Factors. A lot of it is because I have this route just like in my muscle memory. Boy, that's not a good... That wasn't a good one. See, that probably shows where I stopped learning shit with Super Metroid. There was a way to fight Phantoon that involved just like running around and hitting him with the X Factor particles just on the ground. Boy, I am not getting any health, and I'm almost dead. But he's even more dead than I am, so... Like, I get the concept behind Doppler. Just, you can't shoot him with too many missiles to begin with, and then you have to run some extra ones into him before he has time to disappear and think about how he made bad decisions in life. Tramer kinda dead, Phantoon all dead. Yup. I also get these super missiles because I still don't know how to do the Shine Spark kill on Dragon. Because yeah, I stopped practicing and I stopped learning things about this game years and years ago. Mostly because I never really wanted to get to a point where I actively hated playing this game. Like, playing through this game a couple times on Friday nights is one of the things that I look forward to every week. Because I really like this game. It's easily my favorite on the Super Nintendo that's not an RPG. But yeah, Burnout happened to basically every streamer that I kind of came up watching with Super Metroid. because they would just grind and grind and grind and grind. And I didn't really want to get to that point. I don't have Ice Beam re-equipped. And trying to do things quickly has caused me to unequip other stuff. There we go. Honestly, I'm not sure how much lower I can go with this version of the route. I could probably get down under 5630 without learning anything new. Came up watching Zeus, doesn't play anymore. Well, he doesn't play any percent anymore. He just recently set a new record for GT Classic, I thought. Started watching Oates, plays map randos, yep. Zenny is still doing stuff, yeah. I thought I saw... I know I've seen Zeus doing GT recently. I thought he was doing GT Classic. But yeah, honestly... yeah, Zeus might be one of the few guys that's even still streaming that I came up watching. I see Cassius every once in a while, but he's playing Spelunky too. Which, I mean, hey, more power to him. Need to see him pop up every once in a while. I am getting an energy refill. This run is not doing the thing, so I need to make sure that I live. Because yeah, the guys I came up watching was Garrison, MSDS, Cassius. Garrison and MS don't stream anymore, unless they stream on some other site. One of my favorites to watch was Spike, but I have not seen him stream or exist on social media in ages. But back when I could get away with it, when I was up at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and here's my dude starting up a Super Metroid run. I'm like, hell fucking yes, let's watch this. I think he was actually like one of the very first people that I started interacting with on Twitch. Most of the other streams I watched had more than just me in their chat. So this was just in the GT Classic Tournament Finals? Ah, okay. And guys like Desi and Lenifis, to the best of my knowledge, don't stream anymore. BBX, Frozen Cup, haven't seen them around in ages. The one cool thing that I do remember, um, it wasn't my very first Super Metroid race, but it was one of the first ones. I got a little bit of a shout out from Krauser, which I thought was kind of cool at the time. Still think it's kind of cool. Because Krauser was another one of the guys that I watched a lot of when I was learning this game by osmosis. But even back then, he was just like, you know, haven't you been lurking in SM streams since like forever? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Someone has their viewer list open when they stream. It's not good. But yeah, there's still a lot of stuff in this game I could learn. I just don't choose to. And I guess I could also mention that I'm good friends with Ponk, who's the guy that did the blindfolded Super Metroid run. And that is still like really cool to me that he was able to actually get that done and do it multiple times, even in a live setting. I've come close to getting to Happy a couple times. I've either just like shine sparked up into the ceiling, or the shine spark charge ran out like right as the door was opening. The cool thing about Honk's blindfolded run to me is the fact that I've seen streams where like Garrison and Cassius tried to do a blindfolded SM run and they made it to the climb, and that was where they stopped. They just couldn't get past it. To be fair, I don't think they like practiced it. I think they just decided, okay, I'm gonna throw a towel over my television and just try to play this game with only audio cues. Even the guys that I met at Gamicon back in 2019, I don't think I'm following all of them on Twitch. I know I'm definitely following a couple of them. Like, I don't think I've seen Galamaz in a while. I think Blue Plasma Spark has either moved on to other stuff or doesn't stream a whole lot anymore. Oh no, I just looked at IRC and saw the JC's out. Dang, dude. And really, the only time Ponk streams anymore, well, I actually don't think he streams anymore. The only time he's on Twitch anymore is when he's on my stream. Funny thing is, even though he's cut back to like only one Super Metroid playthrough a year, he's still so much faster than I am. Because he probably got good habits ingrained in his muscle memory, where I got the opposite. Now, the lady that was kind of responsible for getting us all together at Gamicom, Tracy, I see her streaming fairly regularly, but she's streaming like Zelda 1 randomizers. But, you know, I definitely understand that there is a life outside of playing video games for a lot of people. That's just in the case of my dude Spike. It really seemed like he just kind of fell off the face of the earth for a while. Then he did like one random stream and then just has never been back. It's kind of a little bit of a regret that I have that I didn't get into the races sooner than I did. So I would have actually gotten to be in races with a lot of these people. I've been in a handful of races with Zost, but those were pretty big races. And I've been in at least one race where Zost set a new world record. I think I've been in at least two, but I know for a fact I was in one. At the time, I was fairly confident that Zost could do a 100% run, and he would still beat my any percent time. The power of practice. And taking your speed games somewhat seriously. Oh yeah, I also still get Screw Attack and Fight GT. That's probably not going to leave my any percent route for a long time. screw attack is such a security blanket for me. And I do not have enough confidence in my ability to do the green gate glitch. At least consistently. It's another one of those things where I can do it, just not consistently. And just being able to jump through all of these idiots down here in LN is so nice. Boing. Wow. Good Tego off such a tiny jump. I landed. All right, mister, stick 'em up. And you're dead? Get back down here and be dead. There we go. Whoop. Whoop, come on. Yeah, I can't pass by both of those. RNG is going to take notes and is going to kick my ass in Turian. Good old Secret of Mana soundtrack. God, I still need to do a solo playthrough of that game. The only time I've ever actually beaten Secret of Mana was the remake when I played it with Ponk. Fucking years ago at this point, but that was a fun damn time. And if I'm remembering right, we played it in German. So at least Ponk could read what we were doing. Yeah, the Secret of Mana remake is a lot of fun. I remember having issues with Secret of Mana on Super Nintendo as a kid. It was something in in the woods that change seasons based off of like what direction you go in. I had some kind of issue in that area on console. The upper land? Oh, okay. Reviews for Secret of Mana Remake were awful? Interesting. I had no problem with it. Then again, my standards aren't necessarily as high as other people's when it comes to video games. I am, after all, someone that derives a level of enjoyment from playing admittedly bad video games. But I didn't think that there was really anything that bad about the SOM remake. English reviews are mostly positive. Huh. I mean, if yo, Firebat taken first with a 49-27, GG. The only time I really like read reviews is if, well, I should say the only time I really pay attention to the reviews is if lots and lots of them mention like basic functionality errors or issues. Love the Trials of Mana remake though. Nice. I'm trying to remember if I actually have that. Or if I'm just thinking of the Seiken Densetsu cart that I ordered from Japan. Because yeah, I do have Super Famicom carts for Seiken Densetsu 2 and 3. Whoops. Played the sequel with the English patch on emulator. Yeah, Seiken Densetsu 3 was like one of the very first Japanese games that I remember messing around with a whole lot way back in the day, in the early days of emulation, late 90s, early 2000s. It's like, yeah, it was Seiken Densetsu 3 and Gundam Wing Endless Duel were the two big Japanese games for me. And then I found Gokujo Parodius. Oh, baby. think that's the second Parodius game on Super Famicom. SD in the original Star Ocean. Nice. And of course, when I was on my kick of buying Super Famicom carts, couldn't pass up the chance to own a physical copy of Mother 2, since, you know, it's dirt cheap in Japan, but super expensive in America. Even with like how accessible Earthbound is anymore. It's on virtual consoles here and there. It was on the SNES Mini. Those carts still sell for a fucking $100. There's not too many single items out there that I'm okay spending $100 on. Technically, Mother 2 is the only version of that game that I've actually beaten. Never actually beaten it in English, but I've watched it so many times. You are dead. And no wiggle for you. Wish I could blame the new controller, but it was also 20 out of 8. 20 and 8, and I forgot to open doors, refill missiles. Dang. Blah 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 blah. I think most of the other Japanese games that I have, I also have like the US releases for, like Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger. I think I've got a Japanese version of Super Mario RPG. But then I've also got a J copy of Illusion of Gaia. And of course, one of my absolute favorite import games, The Fireman. That game is delightful. And I have a tradition of playing it on Christmas Eve. 5620 was my dot time. This is going to be like a mid 58. If I can keep hitting her face and not her hands. And the other thing that I did with a bunch of those Super Famicom games, well, the thing I did with all of them, is I went to my local game store, local used video game store, and bought a whole bunch of like shitty sports games for like 99 cents a pop. Don't know why I couldn't move there for a little bit. And I just took the circuit boards out of the Super Famicom carts and put it into the shitty Super Nintendo sports game carts. Wrote on the top of them with Sharpie which one was which. The only game that I kind of regret doing that to was the Super Scope 6 cartridge. But the big reason I did it with that cart is because my Super Scope didn't work. Like, the one that I bought just did not work. And didn't bother taking it back to the store because I figured, well, I'll just hang on to it because it's a cool looking thing. In the boat. Don't hit slash, don't hit shift. 58-34. GG. Yeah, I definitely need a new dry erase marker. Thanks for races. Big smiley face. Finished the FF6 Japanese cart? I have not. I bought that one because I wanted to do the like the tilted cart trick where you can get some really wacky shit to happen with FF6 if you have like part of the cartridge slightly ajar from the Super Nintendo. Basically just wanted another copy of the game just in case I accidentally fried it or something. My understanding is there was a feature in the Japanese version that allowed Cyan to learn tools like Edgar. Yes, there is. It's in the World of Ruin when you do Cyan's side quest to find out that he's the one that's sending letters to that lady in one of the towns whose boyfriend died during Kefka's laser parade. And there's a chest that's like in that cave right before you go out and have Cyan join your party. That chest is still there in the American version. It just doesn't do anything. Thanks for the GGs. Dude, that would make Cyan easily the best character. Getting sword tech and tools and magic and the fact that he's just a tank to begin with. Yeah, like he says something about not being scared of machines anymore. Air Force! Actually, Final Fantasy VI is how I first, like, trained my hands on how to do the the Hadouken input. Which is funny, because I could never pull off the Hadouken in Street Fighter. But I could crack out Aurabolt whenever I needed it. And even with how much I've played FF6 over the years, still think I've only ever done Bum Rush once. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wish that American game studios and localizers just wouldn't mess with Japanese games that much. Oh my god, the first time I got one of the Shadow Dream sequences, it fucking scared the hell out of me. 'Cause I had no idea what was going on. But then, years and years later, I did a playthrough where I went and I watched all of the dream sequences. Shadow is a hell of a character. But I am kind of glad that they kept him as mysterious as they did, because it keeps you wanting to learn more. Anyways, we did it! And I did get 3rd place in the 9, so I can show this for a little bit. Alright. But that is going to wrap things up for me tonight. Still have a couple things I need to do before I can go to bed, and I do have to work in the morning, so... First of all, big thanks to Ponk for hanging out earlier tonight. We've been playing through Ibn Ob, which is a cute little co-op puzzle platformer, and tonight's session was when the game started to get a little hard. But it's been a whole lot of fun. And of course, big thanks to Insane Firebat and JC for the races here tonight. Always a lot of fun. Recently watched a video on FF6 and the PS1 port. They have that opening video, and when they show Shadow, there's one frame where they show Realm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, FF6 it's a wild game. The only RPG on the Super Nintendo that I like better than FF6 is Chrono Trigger. But I think at that point it just comes down to personal preference, because I really, really like both games. But I understand that even for as good as they are, neither one of them's perfect. In Chrono Trigger, if you pause the game at the right spots, you can just outright skip bosses. Some stats in Final Fantasy VI just don't work. But, I mean, in fucking Super Metroid, if you're falling and you hold down and back, you move forward. So, again, no game is perfect. Definitely not from the 90s. Yeah, Chrono Trigger's got an amazing OST. It was one of the reasons why I went with Chrono Trigger when I was making a custom MSU1 music pack for Link to the Past. Actually, before I fully sign off, I should see if that link still works. Oh yeah, there it is. Copy that just in case. Yeah, but anyways, I'm calling it there for the night. For everybody else that I haven't already thanked, thanks for stopping by, thanks for hanging out, thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with some more of this, and I hope everyone has a good night. See ya!